Hey y'all, Chris here with Survival Dispatch on a beautiful sunny afternoon on the Gulf Coast of Florida. We've received quite a bit of feedback from our followers asking questions with regards to how we review products and how we score them. So we felt some additional explanation was in order. We also monitor the comments down below and we take those viewpoints into consideration as well. At the end of the day, the only thing stays the same is that nothing stays the same. So we're 100% in favor of continuous improvement based on your input. Couple quick notes. It's really windy here today, and I forgot our mics that cancel out background noise. It's entirely possible this video may end up being spliced together. There's also been a whole bunch of helicopter activity since I got here, so that may interrupt things as well. We're going to include an on-screen display over here with each of the criteria, a couple bullets, which is why I'm sitting off to this side. And I'm also trying to keep an eye out over my shoulder for critters. There are all kinds of slides on this pond, which means we're in the heart of gator territory. Let's get started. So we have 10 criteria that we use to evaluate products that add up to a total of 100 points. And at the end, we divide it by 10. That's our score out of 10. First thing that we assess is the shipping time. It's worth 5 points. The reason it's only worth 5 points is that if you order a product today, company ships it tomorrow and you don't get it for 2 weeks, that's on the shipper, and we don't feel it's fair to penalize the vendor for that. If, on the other hand, you order a product today, you get a shipping notification next week and it arrives the following week, that probably falls on the vendor, and we're going to give them a little bit lower score out of 5 if that's what happens. Number 2, packaging, sturdiness, appearance, ease of opening. This is only worth 5 points. We've seen some sideways comments with regards to this. Let me tell you, we've received a lot of really cool products that got damaged in shipping because the packaging wasn't very good, which was 100% avoidable. I've seen many reviews over the years on Amazon products. They're good quality products, but the packaging is junk, and you see them get damaged over and over again. And when you read the reviews, people say, man, I sure would like to buy this product, but every time I buy it, it's damaged because the packaging sucks. So that's why we apply that score. But it's 5 points. It's not always a deal breaker, but it's worth pointing out. We're not saying go buy this because it's got some nifty packaging. That couldn't be further from the truth. Number 3 is worth 10 points. This is the website description accuracy. At the end of the day, this is expectation management. If the website oversells a product and we get it and it underperforms, we're going to score it lower. If a website, on the other hand, clearly sets your expectations at a level that the product can deliver on, then we're going to score it higher. Pretty straightforward. Number 4 is product appearance and aesthetics. It's worth 10 points. Yes, this is subjective. This is our opinion of how we feel something looks, which is why we always point out when we get to number 4, this is our opinion. We feel this is really nice looking or not so nice looking. We've had some recent products where they weren't necessarily the sexiest looking products. They were very utilitarian. They got the job done. But we didn't score them quite as high on number 4 for appearance and aesthetics because they were a little bit clunky. Number 5, easy to understand instructions. Yes, we like to joke about not reading the instructions before we dive into something. But here's the deal. If something's easy to use without reading the instructions, it tells us this is a pretty user-friendly product. But before we publish a review, yes, we read the instructions because we want to ensure that for somebody maybe who doesn't have quite the same level of a technical aptitude, that if they have to go to the instructions, that they're easy to understand and it makes it easy for them to use the product. This one's worth 10 points as well. Number 6, ease of use. So this is how we score how easy, obviously, something is to use. I'll make a couple examples. Some electronics, when you press buttons for different lengths of time, they do different things. I hate it. It's not very user-friendly. I would rather see an additional physical button than have to say, okay, well, this one's 1 second and that one's 2 seconds. It causes devices to do things that you don't expect, and then it's not very user-friendly. So we would score something like that lower. Hard goods, outdoor products, those sorts of things. I struggle with unpacking stuff and then trying to get it back in the package many times. And when that happens, and if we're doing a review on something, I'm going to score it lower if it's really difficult for me to get in and out of the carrying case. If, on the other hand, it collapses nicely, tucks away great for storage, we're going to score it higher. Number 7 is warranty coverage. This is worth 10 points. You know, in the age of the internet, this has gotten quite a bit better, but there's still quite a few companies who go to great lengths not to disclose their warranty coverage, and that's a pretty big red flag to us. So, you know, we dive into the websites, we dive into the documentation, we're looking for what the warranty coverage looks like. Some businesses are absolutely amazing. You know, you tell them you got a product, they don't ask any, or a problem, pardon me, they don't ask any questions. They tell you ship it back, we'll get you a new one right away. That's going to score a whole lot higher on our scale than people who they're not upfront and disclose what their warranty coverage is on their website or in their documentation. Number 8 is overall quality and value. This is worth 10 points as well. Again, somewhat subjective, but this is kind of like a bang for the buck thing. If we feel that the price of the product versus what it does is really good, we're going to score it higher out of 10 points. If, on the other hand, you know, it's been oversold and it doesn't perform as expected, especially for the dollar value, then we're going to score it a little bit lower. We've reviewed some economy products that if we had the money, we wouldn't recommend buying them. But for somebody who's on a budget, are pretty decent value for what the price is. So that's how number 8, overall quality and value, comes into play. Again, it's worth 10 points. Number 9 is worth 15 points. This is product support and customer service. There's countless examples of really good products that have really bad customer support, ruins the customer experience, diminishes the value they get out of a product, especially when there's a technical component that may not be, you know, common knowledge, and your average person needs to lean on customer support and customer service. So, you know, we've mentioned in previous videos, we kind of do like a secret shopper thing where we reach out to companies who send us product. We don't tell them that it's us. We ask some questions. We want to see how fast they respond and the quality of their answer. And, you know, when the companies do a really good job, we'll score them, you know, really high out of 15 points. Number 10 is point of origin. And this is really big for us, and we don't make any ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're extremely biased towards American-made products and somewhat lesser biased towards products made by our allies. And if a product's not made in America, not made by an ally, then it's going to get 0 out of 15 points here. And there's a reason that we're biased. If it's an American-made product, and it's a quality American-made product, and it provides jobs for Americans, and it's good for the American economy, that's important in our criteria. Again, this is our criteria, and, you know, if you have a different viewpoint, that's fine, but this is how we score things. Also, with our allies, we'll give them 7 points because typically our allies are our best trading partners. So we want to give them some credit for that. And where we don't have a really fair relationship with other countries, they're not our allies, there's a trade imbalance, then we're going to score them 0 on this one. And we make no apologies for that. It doesn't mean that the product isn't, you know, decent quality. It just means that we can't recommend buying that product. So if you take the 10 criteria, add them all up together, you get 100 points. Take those 100 points, divide it by 10, you get a final score out of 10, you know. So if we reviewed a product today, a widget, and it's 8 out of 10, and a month from now we review another widget in the same category and it scores 9 out of 10, in our mind, the one that's 9 out of 10 is a better bang for the buck, is a better product than the one that scored 8 out of 10, and therefore we recommend that, you know, that's the one that you choose. At the end of the day, listen, we appreciate y'all's support. We do listen to what you have to say, you know, but you can't please all the people all the time. You know, we're under new ownership. We're doing our best to provide quality reviews for products. Thank you, everybody, for following Survival Dispatch. Don't forget to hit like down below, subscribe, hit the bell, share the content. Thanks again for following the channel.